You ready, Freddie? Yep. All right. Hey guys, so a lot of what we do here is kind of like do-it-yourself fashion, and I like to collect vintage, and I like to really make my clothing go the extra mile. And one of the things that we carry a lot of on the site are screen tees. And as we transition now from spring to summer, one of the things that I like to do, especially with some of my t-shirts that are really worn in, is I like to make them into sleeveless shirts. A lot of times I just like to wear these because it's kind of a badass look. I also like to wear them to the gym. I also like to take this with t-shirts that maybe I'm not necessarily wearing that much anymore to kind of like give them some new life. So it's not as easy as you think sometimes to make these. And I even use a template for these because there's a certain length that I like to hit underneath the arm. There's a certain space that I like to hit from the side seam into the shoulder, so it kind of fits me like a good shell. So, because I'm a giver, I am going to be uploading something onto the site that you guys can use, and you could either take some of the t-shirts that you may have bought from me or some t-shirts that you already have in your wardrobe, and you can make them into some cool shells, or cool sleeveless tees. All right, so a couple of things you're going to need to have. You're going to need to have a scissor. It's really good idea if you have something like a white pencil, or this is like Taylor's chalk. You can get this at like any store. You can get this like at a Michael's or any arts and crafts store. The other thing I will recommend is that you could do this with two different types of scissors. Now these are my fabric scissors. These are like super sharp and badass. So these are going to cut through fabric like butter. It's going to make a really clean line. But sometimes I like to have a little bit more of a jagged look where it kind of looks like this raw jagged edges on the fabric, and I can kind of show you what both would look like. And for that, we use a scissor that you wouldn't necessarily use on fabric, but you would use, for instance, to cut paper. That's going to give you it's going to be harder to cut through the fabric, but again, it's going to give that like jagged look. Depends on what you're going for and what you like. I like both. So first things first is you're going to be able to print this out. We'll have this printed so you can print it on 8.5 by 11 paper, but you'll just have to tape two pieces together so you can create the template that's going to go on the shirt. So what you're going to do is you'll see we line this up, and inside here you'll see there's a little collar piece. So you can line this right up to the neck piece of your shirt, lay the shirt flat. And what I like to do is I like to actually lay this out and then make sure it's even and sketch out with either my white pencil or my chalk where I'm going to be cutting. All right. And then, just so you can see, I'm going to do one side with a fabric scissor, and I'm going to do the other side with a paper scissor, and you can see what the difference is going to be. So you notice with my fabric scissor, damn, these things are sharp. We get these sharpened once a week, so these are super sharp scissors, and they're meant to just, boom, tear through fabric. These over here, this is a paper scissor. So you'll see, I have to really work to get through the fabric, but this gives more of a jagged edge, and I'm going to lift this up and show you what the difference is. See, this creates more of a jagged edge, and then this creates more of a clean edge. And there you have it, guys. The way to make your perfect summer sleeveless shirt. Download it now. It's on the website.